Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe back again. And let me tell you, we are here to talk about the New York Jets. We're here to talk about the draft recap, things that happened, things that went on. Man, it is going to be a blast. This team is really changing. Things are moving. Things are moving forward. We're in a better direction. We got ourselves a new young quarterback. It's just so much to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. Listen, people, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up, okay? I'm fired up, man. Listen, we are fresh off the draft. We got some new players in. We made some moves. We're really boosting. We're really, getting the talent up on this football team. So we're going to get into it. Also, you can catch my show as well on Blog Talk Radio live, okay, on Blog Talk at The Long Beach Joe Show on Blog Talk Radio. Also, everyone, I'm on iTunes as well. You know what I'm saying? My show goes into iTunes as well. It's The Long Beach Joe Show. If this is your first time watching me stream while, I'm streaming here on YouTube, it's Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets. I do stream on YouTube while I do my live radio show. I love going back and forth with everybody, so you can check out my YouTube there. You can also follow me on Twitter as well at the, show's page, The Long Beach Joe. That's the page, so please go there. You can also follow me on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's my personal Twitter. I love going back and forth to everybody. So please, folks, again, follow me across those platforms, man. Follow me across those platforms. So we're going to get into it, okay? We're going to get into it right off the bat. I want to talk to you folks about this draft. I mean, listen, if you had any questions about Joe Douglas, if you had any questions about the direction of this football team, if you had any questions about where we were going as a team, he should have put that to rest in his draft for you. He made a lot of great moves, and not only did he make a lot of great moves, but he also did what it took to, support our young quarterback that we have in the building. So he did his thing. I want to applaud. I really, really, really want to applaud Joe Douglas, okay, off the bat. I just want to give him a hand. Yeah, I want to give him a hand. I want to give him a hand because this man really did his thing, and he got players at great value in this draft that, I'm telling you, a lot of people are not going to really realize what we did here until these guys are on the field moving their thing. So the first pick, of course, Zach Wilson. That was widely reported before. I think that Zach is a solid quarterback. He's coming here. He's got a great arm, football IQ, a guy that's a hard worker. We're going to see how he works out here. I know a lot of people think that, he's going to get eaten up by New York. And I don't think so. I think this kid's coming in. He's going to be surrounded with Sulla, our offensive coordinator as well, LaFleur. And, again, Joe Douglas has put some guys in front of him to help protect him, which I'll get to as well. So I thought it was a solid pick. Everybody knows I was a big Justin Fields guy. It was kind of crazy to me to see him slide just a little bit. But, hey, we got Zach Wilson in the building. The kid, looks like he's ready to go. He looks so young. It looked like he was going to prom. When he got drafted, it looked like he was going to prom. But I really, really like the selection. It's solid, and I'm ready to move forward with him, man, because this kid he's got some ability. Like I said, that arm, this kid can throw the ball for real. So I like that. Now, the second pick that we made in the first round, this was something I really loved. We ended up moving up from 23. We gave the Vikings 2 third-round picks and the 23rd pick to move up to 14, and we also got a fourth-round pick, as well in the deal for compensation, and we took Vera-Tucker. Listen, man. Listen, let me tell you something. When I tell you that this was a fire move, when I tell you that I was beside myself when we ended up with Vera-Tucker, fire! Fire! Oh, man. This was something else. This was an exciting move. Everyone knows I'm a big SC guy, but, I'm not a homer. I keep it real over here. I talk about Chuma Edoga all the time. I think he's terrible. But there's guys in this draft that I looked at. Amon-Ra was one of them that I really liked. But I talked about ATV quite a bit. The thing is that as the draft came about, right, as we got closer, I said to myself, I don't think he's going to be there. I really, really don't. I don't think Vera-Tucker is going to be there. I don't think he's going to be on the board. You know, might as well just kind of look for other guys. Maybe, you know, Tevin Jenkins is going to be there. All these guys are going to be there. Joe Douglas got aggressive in this draft, traded up, and got himself one of the top offensive linemen in this draft. It was a shocker. I didn't think that he would move up. Even when I talked about moving up, trading up in this draft, I only thought he would trade up like 3 spots, to be completely honest. But no, he traded up, got up to 14, and did his business and made sure he got the guy that he wanted, got the guy that he coveted. And, you know, we're going to talk about it with the callers as well tonight. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I'm going to get to everybody in just a second. I just want to cover a couple of the first picks and, you know, talk about my takes from that. There's so much negativity surrounding this move up for Vera-Tucker. It blows my mind, okay? And, you know, I know some of it is coming from different spaces and different places. A lot of people wanting to bash this draft for the Jets. I don't understand it. All year long. Matter of fact, for the last 2 damn years, longer than 2 years, I've been talking about how bad the offensive line was for probably my last 5 to 6 years, right? I've been talking about it consistently. So now we do this. We move up, right? We say to ourselves, hey, this offensive line, this bad line can't happen if you want to have a young quarterback here and have him be supported. You don't want a guy running around like Sam did his entire damn career. You don't want that. You want to do whatever it takes to make sure that your young quarterback is comfortable back there in the pocket. We move up, get one of the top linemen in the draft, only using 2/3. When you look at the Chicago Bears move, when they moved up to get Fields, they gave away way more than that to move up 9 slots. What is the issue? I don't understand it. I'm confused here. 2 third-round picks, we swap picks, and we get a 4th-rounder back, and we get one of the top linemen in the draft. What is the problem? The offensive line sucks. We all know that it sucks, okay? Did we have issues at guard? Absolutely we did. Absolutely. Did we want to have Van Roten or Lewis back starting as one of that left guard position next to Becton?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Oh, my God. We all said to ourselves, listen, we got to get somebody in here. We've got to get some help along this offensive line. We cannot sit back and let this young kid, whoever we're taking in the draft, get killed. And now we do that, and there's nothing but negativity surrounding this pick from certain people. All of a sudden, guard does not matter. All of a sudden, even though every offseason, right, for the last 2 offseasons, when Joe Thuney was quote-unquote available, it was, you got to go get a guard, Jets. You got to go do this. You got to go do that. You got to make sure that you get Thuney at all costs. Now we move up to address guard in the draft and get one of the top guards, and now guard doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter. Now it's not a premium position. It's not something that's going to help you win. It's not something that's going to help you get protected. It's not something that's going to help you run the football. Boo. Boo. That's a terrible take. Terrible. I can't stand it. The negativity surrounding this pick bothers the heck out of me. And I'm tired of it. We moved up. We didn't get fleeced. We got one of the top linemen in the draft. And we're doing what it takes to help support our young quarterback so he doesn't end up like Sam Darnold. So he doesn't end up like a bunch of the other quarterbacks that we've had that have been panned because we haven't done what it takes to protect them correctly. It's insanity to me. We're going to talk about that tonight as well. We're going to talk about that quite a bit. The next pick, of course, we took Elijah Moore as well in the 2nd round. Now, I'll tell you, that Elijah Moore pick, that was a shocker to me. It was a shocker to me because Creed Humphrey and Tevin Jenkins were still on the board, and I don't know what the hell is going on why Tevin Jenkins was still on the board. I don't know. But guess what? He was still on the board. So I thought we would end up taking the guy. We didn't. We ended up with Elijah Moore. But I think that this is a good pick from a value standpoint. This guy for sure was the first rounder. I didn't even think about there was no thought in my mind that we would probably get him because I thought he would go a little bit earlier than when we did, than where he did. But let me tell you something. I'm happy to have this kid here. Another solid set of hands. I'm stuck on the West Coast, the best coast, if I do say so myself. You know what I'm saying? If I do say so myself. Everybody knows Long Beach Joe is not just a name. I'm from Long Beach, California. I am stuck watching the San Francisco 49ers on a weekly basis. I can't stand it. So I've gotten front row seats, all right, on a weekly basis to watching how their offense runs. And we needed a Weapon X. We needed a Deebo Samuel-like wide receiver that could come in and be a matchup nightmare. Speed, agility, hands. Moore has all of those. So when we took him, I said to myself, okay, we didn't get a lineman, but this kid right here, this is a kid that Joe Douglas is taking to ensure that Zach Wilson is set up for success and not failure. That's what that pick was about. Get him another set of hands, have this kid come in here so that we can throw the ball around and we can utilize this guy in all types of areas. From the slot, he may be outside. We might be running sweeps with him. Who knows what he's going to do? And we're going to create matchup nightmares on offense. What do you think? The Jets coming into the current NFL where offense is king? We're going to utilize this guy like that, and he's going to be our Deebo Samuel-like wide receiver, and we're going to absolutely destroy people. I like this pick. I do. I understand some that may have issues with it. I get it, but I like this pick. I like him being brought in. I like what we've done. I'm going to get to the callers. Of course, in the fourth round, we all know Michael Carter was taken. I was a little shocked at that running back pick there. You know, we also took Jamin Sherwood. We got Michael Carter as well, the corner from Duke. Jason Pinnock was taken. You know, I mean, we got some guys. Hamza Neraldine as well. In the sixth round, we took him, linebacker from Florida. We also took Jonathan Marshall, another D tackle from Arkansas. So we did our things here. We really did our things, and I think that we really, really, really had a solid draft, and we made a lot of leeway, man, particularly offensively. I like a lot of the things we did. Also got some undrafted guys, and we'll continue to cover that throughout the rest of the show. Kenny Yeboah from the tight end from Ole Miss. Dunn, the corner from Oregon State. Rasheed Jr. got Edge from Oregon, who I think could come in and be solid here. We got so many guys. Ferguson from Air Force. Hodge from BYU. There's so many guys who got that were solid, man. I think that Joe Douglas did a solid job here. I really, really do. And if I have to grade this draft, you know, I don't like to give out high grades. I want to be hard on people. I want to be tough on Joe Douglas as a general manager. But I'm going to say that he's got an A. I'm going to give him an A in this draft. I really, really am. I think he hit a lot of spots, man, a lot of spots. There's some questions other places, but I think he did a solid job here. I really, really do. So I'm going to go ahead and get to these lines immediately. I'm going to go to my guy, Rich. Rich, I'm coming directly to you, my man. Salute to you. I want to thank you for calling into the show. 661, I'm coming directly to you. Give me your thoughts on the New York Jets draft selection of Zach Wilson. How are you feeling about this pickup?
To be honest, I'm amazed. I'm ready to get this system. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to run through a brick wall, man. And you know what? I'm going to say out the gate, this is going to be a hot take. The Jets receiving core is the best in the AFC East.
Whoa. Okay. You're coming out huge. I like this. He's coming with take. Great take. This guy's ready. He's coming with great take. I like this. Now, look, look, first off, I want to thank you for calling in today, Jay. You know, I love going back and forth with you about this situation. So when you look at this draft, again, talking to you about Zach Wilson, there's a lot of people that look at him and saying, hey, this kid, he's got some traits, he's got a solid arm, but they're a little bit concerned about his footing here in New York. Do you believe that the pressure and all the expectations that he could succumb to those things? Do you believe that he'll be able to succeed with all the pressure and everything on top of him?
Well, absolutely. From what we've seen from the media, he handled the media very well. And again, when you look to what he said, he has a chip on his shoulder, and he says he has to prove everyone wrong who doubts him. And you know what? It's the same. That same myth is the Jets. The Jets always everyone looks at the Jets as the underdog, and like they don't think everyone's looking at him as a Jet. So you know what? I think he fits perfectly, and I can't wait when he changes his whole thing around about the Jets narrative.
Yes, absolutely. Now, my final question for you, Jay, and you know I love talking to you, man. If you had to grade this Jets draft, what is your final grade for it?
I would love to have another lineman, but you know what? I'm just gonna give in and say A-.
Respect that take. I respect that take. I respect it. Okay. Give this man a hand. Listen, Jay, this was a heck of a call from you, my man. I got to get to these lines. They're cooking, man. Thank you so much for calling in. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Jets up.
Guys, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk. So many solid picks. So many things going on. We're going to keep getting to these lines. They're heating up again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. Listen, when you call in, do not call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up, all right? Don't do that. I have you in a queue. I can see you. I will get to everybody. We got quite a bit of callers, but everybody's going to get their takes in. I want to respect everybody's time, all right? Also, when you call into my show, listen, don't curse, because I'll get you out of here. I'm talking fast. Fast. Faster than we got my... Get that out. Get out of here. A new sheriff is in town. Joe Douglas is in the building, making moves, doing his thing. That's what I'm talking about. This is a new time. McCagnon, you're done. You're gone. Now we're moving forward. I'm going to go to my guy E next on the line. To my guy E. I already know he's ready for takes. I'm fired up. Listen, E, salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in tonight. E, give me your thoughts, man. Vera-Tucker, how are you feeling about that trade up?
Yo, I love the trade, man. I love the trade up. You know, you gotta be aggressive sometimes. You gotta be, get your guy. It baffles me that everyone's, saying this is a bad move, but apparently the Jets' offensive line got fixed last night. I mean, Sam doesn't have enough supporting cast. We finally get Wilson a supporting cast. Oh, well, maybe you want, another 2 third-round picks. Like, come on, man. Like, he's the best guard in the draft. It was important for us to get him. You got to be aggressive, like I said. So, yeah, love the move, man. How could you not?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. I don't understand the negativity surrounding the move. I just feel like a lot of people just want to nitpick. That's really how I feel. I feel like a lot of people just want to find some way to attack the New York Jets any way that they can, and that's just it. Hey, well, you should have kept the 2 third-rounders. Dude, those 2 third-round picks to move up, and we got a 4th back in compensation. It's insanity to me. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. The offensive line has been bad for years. We finally addressed it, and now it's, well, that really doesn't matter. Guard isn't really that big of a deal here in the NFL. It's like, what are you guys? Are you crazy? Have you seen these other – you guys literally were screaming for Joe Thuney. We talk about the impact of multiple – Quentin Nelson, all the things that he's done. Like, all these guards. That guard matters. Offensive line matters, okay? Like, what is the problem here? Watching us last season, how could you look at what happened to us last season up front offensively and think, oh, yeah, you don't really need an offensive lineman that bad? What? What are you talking about? It's insanity to me, E. I just don't understand it, man, and I'm just tired of that. Now, when you look at this situation, right, we moved up, we got Vera-Tucker. who do you think ends up, having to watch over their back? Who is the guy you think is going to get cut off this offensive line now that he is, pretty much going to be starting at left guard?
Definitely Alex Lewis. I mean, there's like a weird, not only is he just horrendous, he had like a weird falling out with the team or something. I don't know. He was like having some anger issues, which, being around Adam Gase that long, I don't blame the guy. But, yeah, definitely Alex Lewis probably. Van Roten, I think he'll probably stay through camp, probably bring in like another guy like a Trey Turner and have him and Camp Clark and Greg Van Roten compete for the right side. I'd expect something like that to happen. But I think they probably haven't cut Lewis yet just because they don't need to. I mean, that's a body that's available, and, I mean, you don't 100% need the cap space quite yet. Now, if you want to sign him, veteran corner, veteran quarterback like we need, then, yeah, you would get rid of him. But I think he will definitely go. And worst case scenario, he's on the team, but he's in a reserve role. He's not starting.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people are saying, that this is going to be Lewis's exit. Because like of all the things you said, the issues last year, and especially with his play too, was subpar. Now moving forward, I look at this situation with Elijah Moore, and I'm saying I was a little shocked. I'm not gonna lie about this. Okay, there was Tevin Jenkins still on the board, Creed Humphrey still on the board. We end up taking a wide receiver, Elijah Moore. What are your feelings about this, and where do you think he fits within this offense?
Yeah, so I first was like, I was pretty shocked. I was kind of all about Kevin Jenkins. I'm like, let's build up just an insane offensive line, and, the weapons will come. But I've more thought about it, more I, looked into it. I loved it, man. Like, first of all, you keep Crowder, too, because they're actually very different players. Yeah, they both play in the slot, but Crowder's more the underneath guy. This guy's going to do all your end-arounds, all your jet motion, he can go deep really well. He can take the handoffs. I kind of compared him to, how we all wanted Curtis Samuel this offseason to play that kind of role, which is really important in this offense. He's going to kind of fill that role like Deebo Samuel almost. Yeah, the yak guy. Mims and Davis are more contested catch guys, so it's definitely, something we really need. And by the sound of it, the Jets we're thinking about it at 23, the sound of it on the phone call. So, yeah, I love the move, man. We're now 5 wide at wide receiver, like legit wide receivers. So, I mean, the Niners game last year, freaking Josh Malone and Jeff Smith, like all these bums on the field, like, no, these guys can be practice squad and like special teams guys and very low on the roster. Like, if they have to play, then we're having some issues with injuries. But, I mean, we got a new medical staff, too, this year. So, yeah, we're building some solid depth. Unlike I don't think we have the best receiving core in the AFC East. I might actually have us at 2 behind Buffalo.
Okay.
Because we don't have that insane number 1. But I kind of like us a little more than, Miami. New England's they're a little better at tight end than wide receiver, I'd say. So, yeah, it'd be interesting. But, yeah, I like the move. More I thought about it, the more I liked it, man.
So when you look at this situation, and you brought that up, Crowder, a lot of people think that it's time to move on from Crowder. What are your feelings about that? Are you a guy that, looks at the situation and says this might be his exit because we brought in Elijah Moore?
No, I mentioned it, man. Like, you keep both of them because, unless you need that $10 million, why not? I mean, he's a valuable asset. He gets open. He's a good security blanket to a young quarterback. And, Moore might not be, 100% ready for his rookie year. Yeah, you keep Crowder. Like I said, you have 5 wide at wide receiver with Davis, Mims, Cole, Crowder, and Moore. So that's a solid 5. So, yeah, no, I'm keeping him, and then Moore will take over full-time next year.
Yeah. So when you look at this situation here, I want to talk to you about us picking up Michael Carter. I saw that, and I said, a running back. We're taking a running back here. Our backfield is filled now. What are your thoughts about that, and where do you think that he fits? Is he a third down back in your mind? Is he could be the starter? Where do you think that he'll fit in with this offense?
I think he's the best running back on the team right now, man. Like, he should not have been there in the
first round. Okay.
Most people had him. Yeah, most people thought he was the 4th best back in this class. Either like ETN, Harris, Williams, and then Carter, and a couple guys like Trey Sermon went ahead of him. A couple guys like that. So, I mean, I don't think he should have been there. And, they were talking about they're running out the whole third round. Like, and, you know me, like, I'm not all about taking a running back super high. Fourth round is the perfect time to take one, man. And especially a guy like him, I think him and Ty Johnson are going to be the two primary guys fitting in a camp battle, kind of who gets the most reps. I honestly don't see much of a role for P. Ryan. He might be more the third down guy, which stinks, yes. We spent a decent, pick on him, but, I mean, not every pick's going to, be an elite starter or whatnot, but, hopefully he still makes the roster. There's a shot he doesn't. But, you still got Tevin Coleman, too. Good veteran they can all learn from. They're all really young, so. Yeah, it's still gonna be RB by committee, but I think the majority of the carries are gonna go to Michael Carter. Michael Carter from UNC, the running back.
UNC,
two Michael Carters.
Yeah, I wanted to get to that with you. When you look at some of the defensive picks, particularly Michael Carter, what are your thoughts about that? Do you think the Jets properly address the cornerback position, as far as getting as many bodies in there to fight and push for the scrum?
Dude, I love the draft philosophy we went off this because when you're in the late round, it's very it makes sense that it's very unlikely for these guys to hit. So what do? You take as many swings and see which one hits. So with these guys, it's like we're going to take a couple swings and let's try to get a slot corner, an outside corner, and a linebacker out of these 6 picks. So, it's like they're all going to hit. But I like the philosophy of use the picks that are more of a given, the early picks, to surround your young quarterback because you don't want to be taking so many risks with, let's hope he's good. You want the good guys for your young quarterback because, his development is the priority. And then later in the round, you say, let's take some swings, let's coach these guys up, let's see who's it. So, I really like, like I said, they're going to try to get a slot corner. I think Michael Carter the second, that's going to be one of his roles. One of the safeties, which they're not really safeties, they're more box safety linebackers. They're going to make one of those guys the will. And also, all 6 of those guys are all going to be able to contribute on special teams, too, which was terrible last year.
Yes.
So, not only adding, Hardy, as a gunner, but, we're going to have an improved special teams unit, too. So I'm excited about that.
Yes. Listen, this was a heck of a call from you, E. What are you a hand, man? What is man a hand? Man. And one of the things that you said to the tail end of your take right there was saying, hey, all these guys can contribute on special teams. That is huge because, like you said as well, our special teams still needed work. So here's guys that are coming in, especially Hamsah Neraldine, Sherwood, a couple of other guys, Eccles, all these guys, particularly, again, Neraldine and Sherwood, they're still trying to get their footing under themselves as linebackers because they're coming from that safety role. They can come in, have a big-time impact on special teams as they continue to learn their roles and be solid depth players. So I do like that draft philosophy as well, and I like some of the shots that he took later in those rounds. So my final question for you, E, before I let you go, because you got to get to these lines, man, they're heating up. When you look at this draft, what is your final grade for it, man?
Yeah, man, I'm going to give it an A. I don't think it's quite an A+, just because, not really any particular reason that, there's some of the players, I didn't like the last pick too much. I guess he might be the best player available, but we're so deep at D tackle, like I didn't really understand it. But yeah, really good draft, man. Hopefully these guys actually pan out, which is very likely. People criticize, Joe Douglas didn't draft well last year because none of the guys played. Yeah, because most of them were hurt, or they had Adam Gase, who's, he's clueless, like we all know. Doesn't know what he's doing. So, yeah, A grade. Also, I got to mention one more thing too, man. Like, is this Mears, like, it seems like Joe Douglas was, like, way more high energy this time. I guess, like, having Saleh there, like, dude, those phone calls got you, like, fired up. Like, seeing, like, Saleh pounding the table, like, screaming, let's go. Like it's a different vibe now, man. So I love it.
Yeah, that energy is being brought, man. I absolutely love it. But listen, E, this is a great call from you, my man. I got to get to the rest of these lines. You have yourself a good one. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, my friend.
Of course, man. Have a good night.
All right, you have a good one. Listen, calling in the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Salute to everybody watching, wherever you're watching me from. Please, give my stream a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't, please subscribe to the stream as well. You know what I'm saying? And turn your notifications so that when I post content, you folks will be in the know. You can also hit the super chat as well. You know what I'm saying? Please, any donation you'd like to give is greatly appreciated. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to hit the super chat, my Cash App is right down below. I know some people be like, hey, Joe, I just want a Cash App. Cash App right there, Whatever you like to give is greatly appreciated. So we're going to keep getting to these lines, but before we get there, I also want to bring up this take as well. Quinnen Williams broke a bone in his foot. So he's going to be out 8 to 10 weeks. They're saying he's going to be back, in time for the season and stuff, but he may miss, some time just a little bit out there. So for me, I'm not, crying at all. He's going to be back. He just got hurt. Everything's going to be good in my mind. This is a young kid that has, a lot of football left in him. I'm extremely excited about what he can bring to the table, with all the things that we've seen him do. So, I'm wishing him well. Heal up for us, Quinnen. Let's get back and let's get on the field, my man. I can't wait to see you. So I wanted to get to that. We're going to keep talking draft. We're going to mix that in as well. So I'm going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in, okay? I'm getting to everybody, all right? When you call in, don't call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up, because I will never see you. You'll be in the abyss, okay? When you call in, I can see you. You'll be in the line. I'll get to everybody. So we're going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to go to my guy, MC, man. 984. I'm coming to you, my man. You already know I'm ready to talk to you. You already know what time it is. We go back and forth often. Listen, give me your thoughts about the pick of Zach Wilson. How are you feeling about him being a New York Jet?
I feel really good about the selection. I think it was a logical choice, and I'm so glad that the Jets did the right thing, because their history, being a Jet fan for over 40 years, they haven't always done the right thing or what you expect them to do. It had me a little nervous. But as it got closer to the draft, the last 3 to 4 weeks, I felt better that they were going to do the right thing and select Wilson. It is not to say that I didn't like Fields or the other prospects, but I had concerns about system fit, and the kind of offense we're trying to run. You have to be quick on the trigger. You got to process the game well, make anticipatory type of throws. It's not a conventional system, So I'm glad we did the right thing. I really like Zach Wilson, and I think within 3 to 4 years, he has a chance to be an outstanding quarterback. And I believe he has a chance to be everything. Yeah.
No, go ahead. You believe he has a chance to be everything?
I'm sorry. Yeah. I think that Zach Wilson has a chance to be everything that we had wanted Sam Darnold to be. It kind of reminds me of another prospect, even though it was another position. Do you remember Calvin Pryor?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember.
When we took Calvin Pryor, he's supposed to be that punishing, intimidating safety, and he turned out to be a disappointment. And then we took Jamal Adams, and guess what? Adams was everything we wanted Calvin Pryor to be, and I have a feeling that Wilson is going to be everything we wanted Darnold to be. That he's going to be able to put it together, and obviously the system and the right supporting cast. Finally, Joe Douglas had sense enough to go on and surround this kid with talent. I love our draft. It's outstanding. I think the only thing we didn't do is draft another offensive lineman. I'm a little nervous about this line. I feel better about it, but it's not. It's like it's not all the way there. You know what I'm saying? Van Roden,
That was a question I had as well. I looked at the draft and I looked at how it played out, and I said, man, we went into this with a needed offensive line, and we only got one offensive lineman. We only drafted one offensive lineman. I mean, we got one of the best. Right. It's like, okay, we know what else are we going to do on that other side? How is that going to pan out? How is it going to happen? But I want to bring this up. Yeah. And I know a lot of people are going to look at me crazy, but maybe Joe Douglas and this staff really have faith in Cam Clark. And the reason why I say people are going to look at me crazy is because we didn't see this guy at all. Nothing. We saw nothing out of him or Morgan last year at all. Maybe this is the year where we see Cam Clark, right? We see Cam Clark step into a role, and he gives us significant production. Maybe this is the year we see this guy come out. Maybe that's why they didn't take another guard. I mean, could that be?
Yeah, I think that's a possibility,
too. The option? Okay.
Yeah, I think they've had him tucked away for a while. We haven't heard anything. He's been totally silent on him. They probably had him doing a lot of work on the practice squad, behind the scenes. I think something is going on. I think your speculation could be right on Cameron Clark. He might be ready to step up and contribute this year, because if he does, that's huge going forward into 2022, because, we have 2 first-round picks. Just maybe the worst-case scenario is we'll either be looking for a right tackle or a center, because going into this draft, I was high on Kevin Jenkins. I really want him back. He was there at 34. I was so excited. I said, we got to take this guy. I was a little disappointed that we didn't take him. Don't get me wrong. Elijah Moore is an outstanding wide receiver. I believe he's the best wide receiver we've had in quite a while as far as that catch and run, yards after the catch. I think probably since Santonio Holmes. When the Jets acquired Santonio Holmes back in 2010, he was that type of wideout, that can take a little short catch, 5 yards, and take it to the house, make people miss, and take it the distance. That's what Elijah Moore is like. He's huge. And he's like Deebo Samuel. People talk about Deebo Samuel. He was a prospect that was high on my board when he first came out. He could make people miss, and he's deadly. You know what I'm saying? On any one play, he could take it the distance. And I think they did the right thing, but it was a little hard not getting Tevin Jenkins. That hurt. I wanted him bad. I say between him and Creed Humphrey. Yeah. And guess who got Creed Humphrey? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Rich keep getting richer.
Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. They got Joe Thuney.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's right. They got Joe Thuney and they got Creed Humphrey. But I'll tell you this, though. At least we don't have to worry about them, not right away, not till about next year or so. The Buffalo Bills will have to deal with them on the immediate, a much improved team. And I'm so glad I got through to talk to you, about my schedule. A lot of times you're on the air. Normally I'm working. Today I'm working. I would have never had a chance to speak to you. I went into the cubicle the other week. You might have seen my call on the cubicle, and I jumped off. But I had to get back to work. I tried to call in on my break, and I tried to get in there. I was praying that you would get to my call, and I had a chance to talk to you. So don't think hard on me. If you see me jump on that cube and jump off, I'm at work, and I had to leave,
No, it's completely okay. I know everybody's got their schedule and got to do their things, but I definitely wanted to get to you because I wanted to get your takes. But you spit some fire tonight. But my final question for you is, you look at this situation. I want to get your thoughts on the other teams in the AFC East. What are your thoughts about their drafts? Because again, the Bills, they went and got themselves more pass rushers. The Patriots went and got themselves, they ended up with Mac Jones. The Dolphins ended up with a solid wide receiver and all that stuff. What are your thoughts outside the New York Jets? Who do you think have the best draft in the AFC East?
It seems as if every team has done very well. They've taken the players that were expected of them. They've taken some good prospects. I know I think Jalen Phillips, I think he went to did he go to Buffalo? Well, I think he went to Miami. Jalen Phillips, that was one of the guys that was on my radar. He went to Miami. And a few names went to Buffalo that I really like. I think overall the AFC East, in terms of draft grade, you have to give them an A. You got to give them a B plus and A. They did a really good job. This division is, I say, going into this year in 2022, is going to be really tough. But I think that's good for us, because if we come out of this division and come out on top and we make the playoffs, nobody's going to want to face us. We're going to be hardened by our competition. You know what I'm saying? Like a good fighter. He's been beat up a little bit, and he's come out on top. He's made stronger by it. This will make us stronger, because we're going to have to be. Because looking at the shape of the AFC conference, you got to go through the Kansas City Chiefs. You got to go through them to win the Super Bowl. And I'm thinking like this. This is good for us, because if we can win the AFC East, I think we'll be strong enough and ready for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
I think we'll be ready for them. Having to go through the teams in our division, like Miami with their defense, Buffalo with their defense, and then dealing with Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Zach Wilson will be really hard, and it'll make him tough, facing all these top-tier defenses. And then it's just a domino effect that I think we'll be ready for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think if we come out of the AFC East, we can take the Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. You know, we'll keep pushing. I don't know if the Chiefs that's a good team. We're definitely gonna go out there and compete.
They are.
And we're gonna fight and we're gonna scrap. You know what I'm saying? But we still got some other things I think we'll address as well. But these drafts coming up, we got capital, we got all types of stuff, and we got a lot of building blocks, especially in this draft. So, salute to you again. I want to thank you for calling in. I know you doing your thing. You be at work. You're taking your time. Thank you so much. I really love talking to you about the Jets. I got to get back to these lines, though, my man. So I want you to have a good night.
Hey, and thank you for taking my call, Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you, bro. You have a good one. Same to you. Peace. Listen. It was what a call from my guy from North. Yes, sir. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in. When you call in, don't call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up. I'll never see you. You'll be in the abyss. Okay? When you call in, I can see you. You're put in a queue, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. These lines are hot tonight. We're talking New York Jets. We're talking draft. We're talking Joe. Yes, we're talking. We're talking heat, okay? The Jets have done some things in this draft to continue to make this team better and push us forward. I also want to bring up, again, Jamin Sherwood, who's a guy that I like as well in this draft too. And I know we talked about it. These guys are coming from safety backgrounds and they're being brought in now. They're going to be backers. Listen, man, I'm telling you, Sulla has a history of working with guys that are hybrid players, guys that are kind of tweeners, guys that can come in and really put things together. I think he's going to put these guys in the system, and they're going to have some success there. So I'm excited about a lot of the defensive picks that we made as well. Michael Carter II, I think he's going to come in and challenge for that slot corner spot. There's a lot of people looking at our cornerback situation right now, and they have some question marks. We'll see how they work. Eccles is coming in for that to compete in that spot as well at cornerback, and so is Jason Pinnock from Pittsburgh. We got so many guys that's going to come in right now and really fight within that cornerback position and really get the competition going and make guys better. So we're going to see what happens there. But, man, I'm very excited about some of these defensive picks that we made too. I'm going to get to the chat really quickly. Sean Bennett in the chat. Salute to you, Sean. Sean says the Jets have been easy targets for the media to insult. It's the same narrative over and over. Same old Jets is what they keep saying. Absolutely. That is what they keep saying. That is exactly what they keep saying, especially about this Vera-Tucker trade. And it just burns me up, man, because I don't understand it. It's like there's nothing the Jets can do that's right. Anything that we do is wrong, okay? We don't trade up for them, they'll bash us. We do trade up for them, they'll bash us. It doesn't matter. But we got our guy, man, and that's all that matters to me. I'm excited about the direction of this football team, and I believe everybody else should be. They should be. Joe. If you're looking at this Jets draft and you're grading it anything lower than a C, which if you gave it a C, I'm confused. But if you're looking at this draft and you think that it's bad, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really don't. Sean Bennett in the chat also says, you think that Bryce Hall will be the starting corner? Salute to you, Sean Bennett, as well. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Do I think he's the starting corner? He may be next year. I don't know if he'll be the number one. Maybe he plays the number 2 role, and we still have Bless Austin out there as the number 1. But I think he's a guy that has continued to show us some flashes. I want to see what he does next year, too, because he was challenged this year in some games, and we saw him come out of the fight and play pretty well. So I was excited about his play. So we'll see what he does. So I'm going to get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We're getting to everybody. Next, I'm going to my guy, Steve. We coming to Steve, man. Steve, salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in. Steve, give me your thoughts about this Jets draft. What are your thoughts about the pick of Elijah Moore?
Hey, Joe. First off, it's great to hear from you again, man, even though we spoke last Friday night. Here was the thing, Joe. This draft was so phenomenal. This draft had to be probably one of the best drafts I have ever seen the New York Jets have in a very long time. Like, oh my God. I mean, the Elijah Moore. Now, here was the thing. I was a little bit concerned at first with picking up a wide receiver, but here was the thing. I was watching that second pick with my dad. And my dad actually told me that he would have loved if the Packers went after Elijah Moore because my dad's a big Packers fan. and he even told me, Steve, you just got a great receiver for Zach Wilson. And the thing was, when I watched his highlights, I was like, oh, my God. Like, I can't believe we got this guy. And then, you know what even made it special? Tennessee Titans wide receiver A.J. Brown was with Elijah Moore when the draft was going on, and he was so happy and emotional for him when he got drafted by the Jets. Because A.J. Brown is very close friends, and A.J. Brown even said a lot of great things about Elijah Moore. And, no, it was just Joe. This draft was not only just so phenomenal, just the way how Joe Douglas was fired up, and even Robert Saleh, when he was on that phone call with Elijah Moore about him getting drafted, I loved how Robert Saleh slammed his hand on the table and said, let's go. Oh my God. Let me tell you something, Joe. I am loving this coach every minute of every single day ever since the day we hired him. It's just that, my God, you know, from the last couple of years, Joe, when we've had, you know, Mike McCagnon do our draft and Adam Gase do our and Adam Gase being our coach, it's such a huge relief, you know, after, you know, when those two bozos are gone. It's just, oh my God, Joe, listen, I don't know what's going to happen this year, though, with this season coming up. I mean, listen, we still have a lot of competition in our division, but this is a team that's going in the right direction.
Yeah, and I mean, you're speaking nothing but facts there, Steve. I can't. Nobody can hate on this call because it's already. You're already spitting so much fire. Now I want to get to the next pick because you talked about Elijah Moore already, and you talked about all of the, you know, things that he brings to the table. And like you said, AJ definitely was emotional. A lot of things that he talked about, how Elijah Moore taught him things, and how Elijah Moore, you know, was a better player than him. That's what he truly believed. So I was just, and not just him, there were other players as well in the NFL that were, you know, reaching out to Elijah Moore and congratulating him and talking about different things. So it was exciting to see all those. What are your thoughts about Michael Carter, though, the UNC running back that we got? Where do you feel like he fits within the offense, and do you like that selection?
Well, I don't know. Do I like that Michael Carter or do I like the other Michael Carter? I don't know, Joe. What should we decide on? No, I had to make that. Make that joke. I'm sorry, Joe. I had to make that joke. But no.
You're a crazy dude, Steve. What are your thoughts?
But the thing is, though, I really like the pickup of Michael Carter. And listen, we got him in the 4th round, which honestly, I even said to you a couple of weeks ago, the best time to get a running back in the draft is usually in the 4th round. Like, listen, you know, when Pittsburgh took Najee Harris, I did understand that because, you know, they needed a running back. But the thing is, I didn't understand why Jacksonville used their other 1st-round pick to get Travis Estienne because the thing is, Jacksonville could have gotten someone else with that pick. But, I mean, listen, I could understand why they did. But anyway, moving back to Michael Carter. The thing is, this guy has had over 1,000 yards in his seasons with UNC. I watched his highlights from UNC, and even though UNC is not really the best college football program, that guy was a beast in UNC. He was actually one of the reasons why UNC was a really good offensive team. And I'll tell you one thing. He could be our future running back. Now, listen, as of right now, the other running backs we have on our team, you know, we got Tevin Coleman from San Francisco in free agency. We got LaMichael Pirine, who's going into his 2nd year. And Pirine definitely still has some good hopes. But then the thing is, though, the other running back we also have is Ty Johnson. But the thing is right now, it's definitely going to be a battle between those 4 players of who's going to be the number 1 back. I mean, listen, the only thing I just have to hope for is that we don't bring Frank Gore back. Listen, we got to move on from Frank Gore, okay? We got to move on.
Well, I mean, But you know, he's a goner. But go ahead, Steve. I'll let you finish your take.
But the thing is, Joe, the Michael Carter pick was an excellent pick, and that was a great pick. But a lot of people are saying, Joe, that a player that NFL analysis say that the Jets actually stole from a round was in round number 6 when we got that guy from Florida State. I forgot what his name is, but apparently he's, I think, I think he's the safety from Florida State. I can't pronounce his name properly.
Yeah, Hamza Nasruddin.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was trying to watch his highlights, but I haven't been able to get the chance. But why are a lot of people saying, Joe, that he could be a steal from the draft?
Well, he's a guy that can make a lot of plays, man. You know, a lot of plays. Again, he's a guy that's going to convert to backer here, but he can come down. The only thing I think you be concerned with him about, and I talked a little bit about this, was that knee injury that he has. But he's a guy that has ability. This is a guy that has ability. I think if he didn't have that surgery, if he didn't, jack up his knee in 2019 and miss those games in 2020, that this guy could really have been a higher pick in the draft. But him coming in, us getting him in the 6th round, I thought was solid value. And he's a guy that's going to come in here, be put in Sulla's scheme, and he's going to be able to flourish. I really believe that. Sulla has a long history of doing that with guys, being able to incorporate guys within his system. You look at the Niners, he did that with a couple guys. Some guys that were backers, he put them in different spots, and they turned out to be really good players under him. So I really like that pick as well. My final question for you, Steve, before I let you go, is when you look at this draft and you look at this situation, man, you look at the cornerback situation. Of course, we got Carter, we got Pinnock, we went and got Eccles as well. What are your thoughts about that? How do you feel like this cornerback situation is going to shake out?
Well, a few things I want to say, Joe, before I go. The quarterback position is definitely going to be interesting, and I'm really, really glad that Joe Douglas decided, and this was something that I was hoping that he would do, is go for cornerback later on in the draft on Saturday. And let me tell you something, it was the right move on his part, because usually in the past when the Jets have picked corners very, very high in the draft, they usually don't really pan out to be that good. But now a couple of other things. I want to give 2 thanks to 2 teams from last Thursday night. First, the Minnesota Vikings. I want to thank the Minnesota Vikings for letting us trade up and get your boy from USC. I want to thank the Minnesota Vikings for that. And I also want to thank Seattle for making that trade with us with Jamal Adams. Those are the 2 teams I like to say thank you to. I like
absolutely.
To say thank you.
That's what it took for us to get our guys. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe, one last thing. My final grade on this draft, if I had to give a final grade right now, I mean, listen, I think the NFL analysis are crazy for us to give us a B or a B+, but I got to give the Jets a solid A. Listen, I know it's going to pan out about what happens with these guys on the field, but this phenomenal draft by Joe Douglas, it's finally some excitement that we can have as Jets fans. It finally feels great. And even a lot of people even said this from other teams in the NFL, even some guys from my gym that I go to who are 2 Raider fans, because they both told me how the Raiders absolutely sucked in the draft. They even said, Steve, we wish that we had a kind of draft that you guys had. You guys were phenomenal, and the Raiders are basically going to go back down into the basement, they told us. They told me.
Well, Steve, listen, it was fine. Listen, we had a great draft. Joe Douglas definitely did his thing. I want to thank you for calling in, my man. It was great speaking to you. Listen, Steve bringing the fire. And again, thank you for calling in, Steve. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. Next, I'm going to my guy, Jacob, man. Jacob, I want to hear from you. It's draft time. Draft's over. You know what I'm saying? We got new guys in. Give me your favorite pick from this draft.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
What's going on?
I really love the Elijah Moore pick because before we made it, I was in the boat of we got to trade down and get one of these third-round picks back or hopefully find a team that's stupid enough to give us 2 third-round picks. And just go out and get Creed Humphrey, Tevin Jenkins if they're there, Wyatt Davis, who fell to like the end of the third round, which shocked me. And then when we made the Elijah Moore pick, I hadn't really looked into him too much because I just assumed he's not going to be there, or we're not taking a wide receiver because we added Corey Davis. And did you know that he's had, in 2020, in his 8 games, he had more games with over 200 receiving yards than he had games with under 100 receiving yards, which blew my mind.
Kid's a beast, man.
I love that pick because we're finally building the right way and just making all of our picks right after the quarterback, which we're drafting every 3 years. Just it's something we're getting used to at this point. We're finally giving them help, which it sounds crazy. I know it's a crazy concept, but it's how you win championships. You build around your quarterback. And so I love the Elijah Vera-Tucker pick. I love the Elijah Moore pick for sure. I think he's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Jacob, again, I want to thank you for calling in. It's crazy, right? It's like, I don't know, it's like NFL is almost kind of slotted towards the offensive side of the football. And if you build a competent offense in the NFL, it'll lead to wins. That's crazy. That's a crazy idea. I don't know, who thought of it, but I've heard this around time to time. So maybe that's something we could do. And look at Joe Douglas. He's trying it. So hopefully, somewhere in the future we'll start seeing W's because now we have an offense that we're trying to put together and build. Now, with that said, there's a lot of negativity around that trade up for Vera-Tucker, man. There's a lot of people saying that the Jets were stupid and they shouldn't have done that. They should have kept those 2 third-rounders. There's a lot of people saying, okay, you got a guard, but guards don't matter in this league. What are your thoughts for people that are saying that?
I will say at the very end again, there's another question I want to ask you just to see your thoughts on it. But to answer that, I think you let people say whatever they want to say, but if there's a guy you really have your eye on and you really feel strongly about, you do what it takes to get them. It doesn't matter if it's a quarterback, receiver, tight end, lineman, whatever it is, corner. You do what it takes to get that guy if you're really that high on him. And I think especially at a position like guard where our team just needs them so desperately, when there's a guy like Elijah Vera-Tucker, and I know the offensive line class is pretty strong in this draft class, but I think after Elijah Vera-Tucker at guard, there was a little bit of a drop-off for sure, unless moving people from tackle to guard. You go up and you get him because it's just so important for a young quarterback to feel like they have some sort of stability from the moment they get into the league. Like Sam Darnold, we're just hoping for the best for him, and he had an amazing week 1 as a quarterback against the Lions, but, we know one game doesn't define your whole career. So I think especially Zach Wilson, where he's coming from, where he really didn't get pressured that much, and that's something people knock him on, just not having anybody coming after him. I think to get a guy like Elijah Vera-Tucker, who's going to come in and immediately solidify the left side of the offensive line, it's really, really important. So I don't mind that trade up at all.
Which one of our defensive players that we made a little bit, we took some selections later on in the draft, which one of those guys are you excited about? Is it, Sherwood? Is it the other Michael Carter? Are you excited about Eccles? Which one do you think is going to be able to come in and really give us some immediate impact?
I love Sherwood, and I love Hamza Nasir-Ladin, whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 guys who are going to come in and they're going to immediately make an impact. I think Sherwood's probably going to end up being the starting weak side unless we have Blake Cashman starting, but he's probably going to get hurt in the first quarter, so it's going to be Sherwood for the rest of the game after that. And I think Hamza, he's going to be, I'll just refer to him as that because I don't feel like pronouncing that last name over and over. Yep. I think he's going to come in and he can play slot corner. We can have him just as depth as a safety. And I do believe in drafting guys that come from colleges with good backgrounds at their position. And Florida State is an incredible, incredible defensive back university. It's where Jalen Ramsey came from, Deion Sanders, some really, really good guys, whether it's past, present now. So clearly they're doing something right there. So to get a guy who people are already saying is a steal in the draft, who clearly gets good coaching because of some of the guys who have turned out in the league, I'm really excited for those two guys in particular.
Okay. Yeah. So the final, my final thing is, what was the question that you said you had for me?
Yeah. So if the Packers were to call you up right now, and they would say, "Hey Joe, we realize Aaron Rodgers he's done with the team. There's nothing we can do anymore for him. There's nothing we can do anymore. He doesn't want to be here. And we'll give you Aaron Rodgers if you give us Zach Wilson and both of your 2022 first-round picks. Are you doing it?"
I'm going to say no. I'm going to have to say no. First
No?
off, I don't think that would ever happen, but I wouldn't because
Of course, yeah.
I look at the situation, and look, I love Aaron Rodgers, but how long is he going to be here? Then you're getting rid of your two first-rounders next year, which is going to limit your team. You're still trying to rebuild. You're in a rebuild. We can't afford Aaron Rodgers, to be completely honest. And I love it. But the cap implications, plus the draft implications, again, I know that they will want way more than that. And then you're also giving away Zach, which is, the pick you made this year. I could not see Joe Douglas doing it, and I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah, fair enough.
I wouldn't do it.
By the way,
I think he's phenomenal. And I think before the Packers fans get at me, because I got a lot of Packers fans that watch me. All right, a lot of Packers fans that watch me. I love y'all, but no, he's on the back end of that career. I love Aaron, but just he's not here, not now. We don't have the cap available. We don't have enough of that. We're still trying to figure things out, and we're still trying to grow. I think it would hinder a lot of things, and it would literally turn us into a win-now team. That's what you literally would do with Aaron Rodgers. And we are not ready to win now. We're just not. Still questions along the offensive line at a spot or two. We still need to address, some things on defense, particularly our cornerback position. There's a lot of things that we're going to figure out simply because Adam Gase is no longer here. And so we're gonna get a showcasing from these guys we think we have the offensive guy in place. We're going to be, it's a lot of guys are going to step up and show us something possibly this year that we didn't even think that they would have. So we're still trying to figure things out. So I wouldn't take him, even though I'd love to. Very tempting. Very tempting. Everyone knows I love Aaron Rodgers, but just not right now. No, I don't think we have the footing for it. So
yeah, that's fair.
So Jacob, listen, man. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in tonight, my friend. It was great speaking to you. The lines are hot. I got to get back to them. You have yourself a good night, all right?
Yeah, you too.
All right. Listen, Jacob calling in. Salute to him. Salute to him. Thank you for calling in. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in, all right? We're getting to everybody. We're giving everybody time. So now we're going to 845. I'm coming directly to you, 845. Listen, I want to get your thoughts on this situation. New York Jets draft is hot. There's a lot of moves we made, a lot of stuff happened that was really good for the football team. What were your thoughts about the draft of Zach Wilson? How are you feeling about that?
My guy, yo, it's been a great weekend because it's finally a new day and age for the New York Jets. I know we did this 3 years ago, but here we are again. I actually have a lot of faith. I have a lot of faith though this time. One thing they did 3 years ago was that what they did was we got the quarterback, kept the coach. Then we next year got a really terrible coach. And then we had that coach get the GM fired and getting the GM in here. It was a complete mess, a cluster. And when it comes to building a team that has stability and long-staying success, you can't have all that chaos in your upper management. So and then this season, and this is why, I want to get rid of Sam. It's not because I had anything wrong with Sam. I know he's a baller. He can be. He has a lot of potential. But we had an opportunity to restructure our entire franchise and start from the ground up. And with that new era, with the new quarterback, we have a solid GM already who's been here for 2 years, finally get his own players in here. They have chemistry in building this team. We got now a new quarterback who can make all the throws. And we'll see how he performs. I'm really high on Zach. I think that he's going to be ill, but when it comes to the draft, man, we killed it, man. Think about it. to win this league, you have teams like Kansas City Chiefs, for instance, putting up 30, 40 points a game, bro, and the Jets can't even get a touchdown. For us to do that, we need a quarterback that can throw, that can make all the throws. We got that. Boom. Next thing you need to do for that quarterback to make those throws is you got to protect that quarterback. We traded up 2 third-round picks, got Elijah Vera-Tucker, which I was shocked, bro. I was completely shocked that we were able to pull that off. And I'm just really in awe of the way Joe Douglas and his staff knows how to manipulate the draft board. Like, I'm really excited for our future drafts even. But based on these past.
What were your thoughts? Yeah, and you got some great takes so far, but what are your thoughts about the negativity that some are bringing that are surrounding that trade up? There's people, even some beat writers, that think that was a bad move for us to make. And there's a lot of guys on our own beat saying that, hey, we shouldn't have traded up as just a guard and all that stuff. What do you say to those people?
I say, hi, haters. Hi, haters. Listen, when it comes to the Jets, we know what it is, man. We know. We all Jets fans. We've been here before. They're never going to like us. They always going to be hating on us. And I embrace it at this point. You know, we can be the laughing stock, butt fumble, mono, seeing goals, all this stuff. And I don't care. It's a new day, you know, because you can laugh and you can joke. But when we get this team right, trust me, it's going to be right for the long term. And I really feel like we got the structure now, you know, and to, you know, like, think about it. Like, I looked up a stat on ESPN, and ESPN ranks all the, you know, incoming draft players, you know, from 100 down to 0. And the Jets have made history in their rankings. They're one of the third teams in history, since they've been ranking them, to get 390 rated players. And what they rank a 90 player as is somebody who can take over a game and perform in high pressure moments. We got Zach Wilson, Elijah Vera-Tucker, and Elijah Moore. That hasn't happened since 2008 with them, when the Miami Dolphins did this. And back in 2004, also Miami Dolphins did the same thing and got 90. But that's a long time ago, you know. So, like, for us to maneuver in the draft and do these things, I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm completely all for it. And the haters can talk. They can talk. They're going to talk anyways. They always have.
That's a fact. Now, my next question for you is, you look at the situation with Elijah Moore. There were some people that questioned it because, you know, we all know Tevin Jenkins was still on the board, Creed Humphrey was still on the board, but the Jets took him. What are your thoughts about Elijah Moore coming in here? And do you think that him coming in here, his entrance, means the exit of Crowder?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because the next thing you need to win in this league is space. You need space with your wide receivers that can get open. And we got a wide receiver that can do that. We saw his tape, man. This guy runs routes flawlessly. So I am super excited. He does a lot of things that Waddle could do, and Waddle went first out of all the wide receivers, you know, and he's supremely talented as well. But Elijah Moore is just, or some people think he's even better. So I'm super excited about that. And we talked about this because I called over the weekend on your show. I'm not against trading Crowder, but I'm not necessarily for it. You know, I'm not like championing it. You know, like, if it happens, I understand it. But if it doesn't, then I'm glad we have the depth on our roster, because, you know, injuries happen. You know, injuries happen. Yeah. So I definitely think that having the option for Crowder or Elijah in the slot gives us versatility. You know, and to even go further, you know, like having that versatility when it comes to, you know, different packages with the scheme that we're running and moving in motion and all the stuff that Zach's going to have to do. Hey, you know, you don't know where we're going to hit you. You got Denzel Mims on the outside. We got Corey Davis on the outside, who's going to be our number one, probably get the most targets. But then you got these two guys, Jameson Crowder or Elijah Moore, underneath that can take it to the house as well. So I'm extremely excited. Think about our wide receiver core last year compared to this year. It's night and day.
Yeah. You're completely correct. Like, I think his addition is greatly appreciated. I don't think that you should get rid of Crowder, because you brought it up. If you look at our wide receiver core from last year, it's night and day. But also, if you look at our wide receiver core from last year, it was riddled with injuries. There were so many guys that went down. Mims missed, I think, the first 4 weeks. I remember there was weeks where we didn't have Rashad Perryman. There was weeks we didn't have, you know, pretty much damn the whole core. Like, I don't think the whole core was fully together and ready and starting until like week 10 or something like that, I think it was. So there, you saw the effect on the offense. You know, there was no rhythm within the wide receivers because they hadn't worked together all day, the entire year. So it was good to see that, and I don't think we should get rid of Crowder. We should keep him, man, because, again, if you look at other offenses around the league, and you talked a little bit about this, you look at the Chiefs, the Saints, you know, there's multiple teams that, listen, when they go 4 or 5 wide, you're still in trouble, my man. You can't just lean off these other guys. Yeah, the weapons on weapons on weapons on weapons. Like, it's not a game over there. And they're putting up points and they're winning games. We see them consistently compete in this league. So I don't think Crowder should be cut. I don't think he should be traded. I think we should keep him. And, again, we can continue to groom Elijah Moore under him so that when we do need to move on for him, which could be next year, it'll be a solid exit, and we can push Elijah Moore into that position, and he'll be able to fill the role and be fine. And, again, I think Elijah Moore is going to be used all over the place anyway. Yeah, I think he's going to be used all over the place anyway. So, go ahead.
Of course, yeah. I think that you're spot on. Like, having Crowder stay, I think, is the best transition for Elijah. I think Robert Saleh already said that they didn't draft Elijah to get rid of Jameson Crowder, so great. They already said that they're trying to keep him. Then we have a pretty stacked wide receiver room.
Yeah. And like people are saying as well, and salute to all the Savages. Yes, salute to all the Savages. They're saying, hey, Chris Hogan was here last year. I brought that up, too. We had Chris Hogan starting at one point. Like, there was issues. We should not be trying to push a wide receiver out the door when you look at how horrific, you know, our issues at wide receiver have been over these last years. Look at our offensive rankings. It tells you all you need to know. So my final question for you before I let you go is, when you look at this draft, right, and you look at the rest of the drafts around the AFC East, man, there's some teams that really have some phenomenal drafts. So outside of New York Jets, who do you think had the best draft in the AFC East?
That's a great question. Probably the Dolphins. They got some in that squad. But I say it to you every single time, you know, like, I'm not afraid of anybody, yo. Like, I'm not afraid of anybody. What it is football. Any given Sunday. If we have the right squad with the right coach, with the right, you know, energy, which, I mean, I remember the first time I called into your show, I'm like, we need a coach who people want to play for. You know, you can't have guys, you know, going into work saying, like, oh, we got to deal with this coach. Adam Gase just didn't inspire anything. Robert Saleh already, you can just sense the energy, man. And I'm not saying that's all there is to it, but that's part of the game, is to be motivated to go out there and perform, because these guys across the, you know, field are going to come ready, you know. So I'm glad we got that. So even with the Dolphins getting Waddle, and then, you know, the way they had, you know, I don't remember all their picks, but I know that when I looked at it, like, they kind of stacked their roster pretty nice. But what I'll say is they don't got a quarterback. I think Tua, you know, still needs some work. But then again, he could pop on the scene this year. You never know. You know, he was just, so I don't want to kill a guy off in his rookie season, but we still got question marks on him. You know, so but with the rest of our draft, you know, we got some key peoples too. You know, Michael Carter. We have a running back. I think he should be starting. And we need a running game. Obviously, we had Frank Gore running last year. Like, it was a complete mess. Though. I don't get what happened last year. It made no sense, like, what they were doing on the field. Yeah. Even with the tools we brought, we ended up trading Le'Veon Bell halfway through the season. Like, it was so bad. So, like, right now, I feel like, a lot of young guys, probably young guys, but we're going to have to develop these guys. And with all the DBs we got, I loved it. I have to be honest. Like, if you saw last year, we got burnt every week. We got burnt. And on top of that, you saw that 80-yard run last year when the San Francisco game. Like, oh, man, they couldn't even stop running. Yo, crazy.
Yeah,
so
that was so ugly. Like, I remember that game. I remember our defense. I remember our defensive struggles. That was a very ugly game. And like you said as well, even the picks that we got late in this draft, those guys are going to be able to come in here and really help us, particularly in that cornerback position. I don't know if these guys, where they're going to shake out, but I definitely think a lot of guys are going to push also at that slot corner position, especially Michael Carter II. I think he's going to be able to push to, you know, fill out that role. And also a lot of these guys as well defensively that we picked in these later rounds are going to be impact players on special teams. I truly believe that. They're going to come in and really help that special team. Our special teams were struggling last year too. So I really like your takes, man. I like what you brought. I got to get back to these lines, my friend. Salute to you. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Next time I have a show, I want you to call in, all right?
For sure, always, man. Take care. Have a great night.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. What a fire call. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. We're taking calls. We're talking draft. We're talking Jets. We're talking it all right? Next, I'm going to my guy, Colin, 646. I'm coming directly to you. My man. Listen, first off, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. Give me your thoughts on the selection of Elijah Moore. Did you like the pick?
I was kind of surprised that we picked him on the second pick, knowing that we didn't have the 2 third-round picks. Mm-hmm. There's a receiver, USC receiver, Amon St. Brown, I think is his name. Yeah, Amon St. Brown. Yep. That's a receiver we probably could have targeted in the 4th round. I thought maybe we would go heavy on the O-line and get, the Creed Humphrey, the Landon Dickerson, or something like that. That's probably, where I would have been a little bit more excited, because then you give him more protection to Wilson, right? And he's going to need the protection. He's going to need a lot of protection. So I just felt like, we could have gotten a receiver later on versus getting an additional O-line guy later on.
Yeah. Now, I hear your take there, and again, I want to thank you for. Yeah, I hear you there, and I want to thank you for calling in. But when you look at this situation, right, I hear what you're saying, because I was really high on Tevin Jenkins as well. Really excited about him. I wanted us to, possibly bring him in too. But when you look at the situation, Elijah Moore is such great value, and I understand Amon-Ra. He's a good wide receiver, but Elijah Moore is Elijah Moore. Like, this guy is serious business. You know what I mean? So when I look at it, I say to myself, okay, yes, we passed on the, getting Creed Humphrey or Tevin Jenkins, but maybe it's because they're extremely high on Cam Clark. Maybe they look at Cam Clark and they're saying, yeah, we didn't see this guy out here, because he, wasn't, active, a lot of times, but we know that this guy's going to be able to be worked into this system. We know that he's going to be able to really produce here at a level, and we could put him in right guard, and he's going to be fine. Do you think that was the thinking with Joe Douglas, and that probably is what led to them passing on a guard and being comfortable with that to then take, Moore in the 2nd round?
That's a possibility. But again, I still feel like we got, when you in the 2nd round, you have a chance to get still top talented O-line guys, right? So I just felt like, the Tevin Jenkins or the Creed Humphrey could have been solid picks as well, because we don't know about, we don't know what he's going to do if he comes in, right? What was he, like a 5th round pick for us, right?
Cam Clark
last year.
Yeah, he was somewhere in the late mid round. Yeah, but I mean, that's just works with him. But I hear your take there, because like I said, I had a lot of back and forth with a lot of Jets fans that said the same thing.
Yeah, the other thing too is we have Corey Davis, we got Denzel Mims, and there's still other guys, right? Other receivers on the team as well. So, just my take. I mean, listen, the receiver, he's a dynamic player. So, we'll see how everything fits in, right, with Corey Davis and Denzel Mims as well, plus, Chris Herndon, the tight end, too. So.
Yeah, Chris Herndon is a little – I'm not a big Chris Herndon fan, but the Herndon hive stays on me. So, I'm just letting y'all know I still think he sucks. But, hey, it is what it is. So, when you look at the situation here, we also took Michael Carter as well in that 4th round. And I was a little shocked because it was like a running back. I thought, we were okay there. What are your thoughts about his selection?
Yeah, I think actually I mentioned this to you on the last call, that if Trey Sermon was available on that 4th round pick. And, I know you went high on the running back. But, I love the Michael Carter pick. I love that pick. I mean, I look at his highlights, and, I don't see any other running back on the team that's doing what this guy is doing. So, for me, he has to come in as the number 1 running back, or even if he doesn't, a couple of weeks, he should be the number 1, clearly.
Yeah,
clearly. You invested your pretty much your 3rd pick, right? Well, not counting Zach Wilson, but you invested that pick on Michael Carter, so I think he has to be an impact player. Start. He has to be able to start. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we'll see.
We have to have at least 4 starters out
mix
of this draft. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be in the mix. I mean, to me, when I saw that, I said, wow, okay, you got, Tevin Coleman, you got P. Ryan, you got Ty Johnson, you got Josh Adams. He's coming in. We're going to have, 5 backs there? I look at this situation. I'm like, okay, well, where does he fit? Where does he fit here? Is he an early down back? Is he a third down back? I know it's value. I get that he's a solid player. I watch him run. But it's like, okay, well, where are we going with that? So we're going to see. He's going to push somebody out the door. Because I don't know if we're going to keep 5, 6 running backs. That's a lot of backs. So we'll see what happens there. But I want to get your thoughts on this, too. Some of the selections defensively in these late rounds, the 5th and 6th round, I'm kind of excited about. And especially about these 2 guys that are now linebackers, Sherwood and Nesrodine, they're coming in. And these are guys that are former safeties. Now they're coming in to be linebackers. They're going to be kind of hybrid guys here. What are your thoughts about some of the selections later on, particularly those 2 backers? Do you think that Sulla is going to be able to work with these guys and have these guys, really come in and produce?
I hope so, because we definitely need the help, right? And I wasn't surprised that we went so heavy on the defensive line after we took Michael Carter, because, that was what our 1, 2, 3, 4 on the offense side, right? So I know they would probably go heavy on the defense afterwards. So, those guys, it's like, you swinging to the fence. It could be hit or miss, right, on some of these guys. They all have talent, so I guess, it's just going to be a matter of, how well Robert Saleh is able to, bring these guys up to speed and utilize them. The tail of the tape is still out for Robert Saleh to see how he's actually going to, coach a team, one, right, and utilize these guys as well. Because going from a coach to a head coach, it's not that simple, not that easy. So it's going to be interesting to see how he actually coached the team and utilize these players.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting. So my final question before I let you go, excuse me, if you look at this situation here and you have to grade the Jets draft, what are you giving the Jets?
For me, I'm going to give them a solid B+. Not an A.
Okay.
Not an A. Okay. I just felt like, with those 2 third picks, right, those 2 third-round picks, I mean, listen, if you're giving them an A now and not having the 2 third-round picks, right, you just have to think, just imagine, having the 2 third-round picks as well, right, how much
but the thing is, the third-round picks
could have been, right?
Yeah, I hear you, but the value in those 2 third-round picks to move up and get Vera-Tucker, I throw those 2 third-round picks away any day of the week. To get a top 5 offensive lineman in a draft, you move up, from 23 to 14, and you only gave up 2 first-round picks. You only gave up 2. And you got a 4th back as well, which he then traded and, kind of maneuvered around and got more picks off of that. Dude, that is a steal. To get a top lineman, some people consider him the best guard in the draft. Some people do. You know what I'm saying? To
makes
get
a lot
that guy,
of sense.
when you have a huge hole at left guard, you have a huge hole at guard, period. Yeah. But you have a huge hole at left guard.
It makes a lot of sense,
Dude, that's a steal to me. That's a steal.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense because, one, Mekhi Becton kept getting hurt last year, so it's kind of like, hey, we got to make sure that, if Becton gets hurt, this guy can slide into left tackle, right? So that pick made a lot of sense, and what made more sense about that pick was that this wasn't a one-year thing Joe Douglas was thinking about, because we still have, a lot of picks next year as well. So we can now go get a top defensive guy come next year, in the first round if needed, right? Top corner or something like that. So, that was a smart move. I just hate that we lost the 2 third-round picks, but it definitely made up for it.
It's just the cost of doing business, man. So listen, Colin, I got to get back to these lines, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in. It was a blast to speak to you, all right?
Yeah. Take care, Joe.
All right, you have a good one. listen, a lot of people calling in. I respect everybody's takes. I've gone back and forth with a lot of people that have talked about, looking at the situation and saying, I don't know about the trade up for Vera-Tucker as well. He thought, hey, keeping those 2 third-round picks. But to me, man, it's like, man, you keep those 2 third-rounders and you miss out on Vera-Tucker. I don't know if that's a good move. Getting aggressive, moving up, getting your guy, and just tossing away 2 third-rounders and getting a 4th back, I think that's a solid move there, man. Salute to Joe Douglas, man. We're going to keep getting to these lines, man. We got callers. We're going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to Chris next, 857, Chris. I'm coming directly to you. Chris, salute to you. I want to thank you for calling in, man. Give me your favorite pick of this draft for the New York Jets.
Oh, man, I'm gonna surprise people, man, with my favorite pick. Undrafted free agent Kenny Yeboah. That was my favorite pick.
Okay, from Ole Miss. Okay, let's start. Well,
that was my favorite pick, man.
Talk a little bit about guys. Okay, tell me why you're so excited about him, because I know that there are people that are extremely excited about him and what he brings to the table as a tight end.
Oh, man, he reminds me a lot of Jordan Reed, a 4-year guy at Temple. Then he went to Ole Miss. He loves football. I wanted him in the 4th round. I think the Jets got themselves a steal with that guy. And the tight end, and if you look at the tight ends in the room with Chris Herndon dropping balls, that's not going to fly. And as far as a pass-catching receiver, and I rated him as the 2nd best in the draft. I don't know how he slipped as far as, how he got undrafted. But, if you play college football for 4 years, and you succeed at Ole Miss, I mean, this guy is a baller, man. And Ole Miss has some guys in terms of receiving the NFL that pan out pretty good. If you look at the history of Ole Miss receivers and stuff. But I like Kenny Yeboah, man. I really like that pick for the Jets, man. I to be honest with you, the later portion of the draft, after the 3rd round, I mean, I like the running back. But when we went for all those defensive backs, I didn't know who these guys were. But Joe Douglas really did well on the undrafted free agent. He did an excellent job. So I give the draft. I give people say A+. I give the draft an A+. And I'm very cynical as a Jet fan. I look for gloom and doom all the time, man. I'm a gloom and doom fan. You look for the ceiling to fall in, man.
Listen.
Here we go.
I've been there. I've talked to fans. I've never really been a doom and gloom guy. I have been a guy to kind of call it how I see it, though. And, I've had some moments where I've had, to let loose a couple times on this franchise. And I didn't feel good about doing it, but damn it, somebody had to do it. It had to be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we was looking like a clown show out there, baby. We was looking terrible. Come on, man. The McCagnon and the Gaze hire and dealing with Jamal Adams. I was here through all of that, man. And it was bad. But the thing is, we turned it around, Chris. We didn't turn it around, and we've moved forward. We got a new coach in Sulla. He's brought his staff in. We got Joe Douglas, one of the best GMs in the league. I'm telling you, we're doing things the right way now, and that's what's going to lead me to my next question for you, because I know you're excited about a couple of the undrafted guys. I want to talk about some of the guys we drafted. And let me tell you something.
Okay.
There's a lot of negativity around this trade up for Vera-Tucker. I loved it, okay? And I'm not just saying that because I'm a USC guy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not a homer.
He's the best
give me your thoughts about that trade.
Listen, you got to go get the guy you want. And if you look at Mekhi Becton and what he did last year, trust Joe Douglas when he says offensive lineman. I trust him when he rates. He's an offensive lineman. He knows what it is. The last time we had if you have 2 Pro Bowl, I don't think anybody has 3 Pro Bowl linemen or 4 Pro Bowl. I think you have 2 guys that are potentially Pro Bowl. You can fill the gap with decent guys, and the center's pretty good too. So I think we're good on offensive line. I don't think everybody needs to panic on that. I mean, 3rd round picks. I mean, when has 3rd round picks have worked out for this team? Let's be honest. What 3rd round pick has actually become a great player and tackle the world? Give me one. I mean, I'm waiting.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, yo, look,
You know?
yeah, look, I respect it, Chris. I respect it. You know, but look, I look at the situation. I say to myself, 2 third-round picks for a top lineman. Some people think that Vera-Tucker is the best lineman in the draft. You can't argue about it. Okay, you do it. Especially when you get in a 4th rounder back. You do it. Like, you don't say no to it. Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer in my mind. But, again, I think there's a lot of people, you know, that they want to nitpick or they just feel strongly about those 2/3 because they wanted to target other players, you know, maybe the mid-rounds of the draft and those third rounds.
How many players
I think he did a solid job there.
We got 100 draft picks. Like, how many players you think are gonna draft? You're gonna be John Isaac and take like 30 players? You know, that's crazy to think that, man. How you gonna do that?
Well, you know. And that's what I'm saying. It's like I look at the situation and I say, look, if I'm Joe Douglas and I get the top, again, arguably the top guard in the draft for 2/3 and a 4th.
What more do you want from me?
I mean, come on. Like, what else could he do? What else could he do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Listen, I know a lot of Jet fans are like, are look at the draft and they want all these players and everything. Listen, out of all this draft you're going through in the team, we can rest assured that this team is going to be competitive, and they're going to they're going to be competitive, and you're going to see good football on the Southern. And the best thing about this draft, and this is my last thing, is Adam Gase is gone. Adam Gase is gone. And so he's gone. So whatever happens after this, hey, I'm good. Adam Gase is gone, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah. You know, Chris, I salute to you. I'm right there with you. Get out of here. Did anybody want Gaze here for
hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
No, time for him to go. And like you said, we did the right thing. And so, Chris, my final question for you, man, because we're going back and forth and you're spitting a lot of fire, dude. I look at this situation, with us taking, Wilson, number 1 overall. What are your thoughts about, or number 2 overall? What are your thoughts about him? And do you think that he'll be able to withstand the pressure that the New York Jets or the New York media, just the New York market in general, will bring, man?
Yeah, I think he has rabid, and the thing about quarterbacks is this. This is the thing everybody has to understand. System fit. I like Justin Fields. I think he was great. I rated him a great quarterback. I was in the opinion that the Jets maybe should trade back and get damn done. But the way these quarterbacks win is that they have to fit these systems. If they don't fit the system, you can put Kyler Murray in another system or any other system. Zach Wilson fits his system, so it's going to work. And I think that he's done enough and what they did, they surrounded him with a good lineman. We have Mekhi Becton, we have Vera-Tucker, we have Elijah Moore, which I think was a great pick, and we have Michael Carter, which is a good running back. I mean, you got 4 guys that's going to be starters. I mean, that's all you can hope as a draft is 4 guys that are going to be starters for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it, man. I mean, I'm happy, and I'm usually the guy, man. I'm the guy that says, "Oh man, here we go again. What are they gonna do?"
That's true.
But he did the right thing, man.
True.
And he and those undrafted free agents, man, he did a good job last year, but he did an excellent job this year. Two or three of those guys are gonna make the team. I mean, there's some guy like you said. Yeboah, the tight end from Ole Miss, I've been hearing nothing but good things about that guy. Dunn, the corner from Oregon State. He got, again, Rasheed Jr., the edge, who's a guy I think, could really pan out here. And even if some of these guys don't make immediate impacts on the roster, they can be on that practice squad and continue to be groomed until they can come in and really have some good stuff for us. So that's going to be huge for us, man. Yeah, and special teams as well. Listen, Chris, this was a call from you. Give him a hand, audience. Give him a hand. Yeah, let's give him a hand. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Chris, I want to thank you for calling in, man. I got to get back to these lines. Salute to you. Next time I have a show, man, I want to hear from you, bro. I want to hear from you, man. Yeah. And remember, everybody, Adam Gase is gone, so this team is naturally going to be better. Have a good night, man.
Have a good night. Listen, Chris said Adam Gase is gone, okay? Get his ass out of here. I'm so glad that guy is gone, man. He was terrible. He was terrible, dude. Adam Gase. What a scrub. I'm so glad that he's gone. And again, with him being gone, one of the biggest issues that I had with us having Adam Gase here was Adam Gase was a guy that literally within his scheme and his game plan, he didn't allow you to adequately be able to judge the talent that you had on the field because he didn't understand how to utilize it. We have so many young players. We talk about this running back core right now. P. Ryan, Ty Johnson, Adams, guess what? We couldn't figure out what they were good at or what they weren't good at, right? Because he wanted to feature Frank Gore 24 hours a damn day. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't see, hey, is P. Ryan really who we think he is? Is Ty Johnson? We saw flashes. We saw plays where people were like, yes, you know, this guy has the ability. And then they take their ass right to the bench, and Frank Gore would be given the ball 40 times in the fourth quarter. Just insanity. The offense was terrible. No motions. Sam Darnold can't audible. Oh, I'm so glad that time was over. That was nothing but a damn clown show. Out of here. Oh. Then I remember he had people talking about, well, let's just give him one more year and see what happens.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
Please stop. So glad we moved on from Adam Gase. That time is over. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Please call in. Salutes to everybody watching me, no matter where you're watching me from. Please, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications as well. You know what I'm saying? So when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Salutes to everybody. We're going to keep getting to these lines. Salute to all the savages in the chat. Jay Long, GVH, salute to you as well. Salute to Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson says, I think we could have pulled off at least 4 to 5 wins with this coaching staff and the same players. Yeah. A lot of people look at this situation and saying, hey, if we had better coaching, we would have figured out what a lot of these younger guys are than now. And now we're still trying to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Please call in. Listen, when you call in, don't call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. I can see you, okay? If you call in and hang up, I can never bring you on. You'll be in the abyss, okay? I saw 714. Please call back in. I want to hear from you. So we're going to come back. 914, I'm coming directly to you. 914, salutes. Let's talk Jets. Let's talk draft. How are you feeling about this New York Jets draft? What is your favorite pick?
Well, I'm excited about the draft. I mean, the easy answer is obviously going to be quarterback, but honestly, I like the Elijah Vera-Tucker pick. That was good.
Okay.
Although
what about everybody else?
Although before we get any longer, I like to watch the draft, but, I saw sad news during the draft. Apparently, former Jets tight end and Super Bowl III champ Pete Lemons drowned at the age of 77.
Yeah. He passed away, yes. My thoughts and prayers are with his family as well. That is sad, and it's always sad to hear about, former players that, pass away. So respect to him, and again, my thoughts and prayers are with his family. So, yeah. So moving aside from that, because that's a very sensitive topic there, you said when you looked at this draft and you saw the situation, you liked the Vera-Tucker pick. What about other picks, though? How are you feeling about Zach Wilson?
I didn't like all the picks, outside of the final one, the defensive tackle. But for the most part, the rest of the draft was pretty good, This is the first time since 1983 where they spent 4 consecutive picks on offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what the doctor ordered. We had huge problems here. We had the 32nd ranked offense 2 years in a row. Like, was there anywhere else that you could go? You had to address the offense here. Otherwise, you'd be a clown. You had to do something. There was no way that Joe Douglas could look at this situation and go, oh, well, yeah, I could take a defensive player maybe in the second. No, you have to address the offense. And I think he did a very phenomenal job. Again, I was a big Justin Fields guy, but Zach Wilson, the draft pick, I like him. I like what he brings to the table. I like, that I like his arm. I like his football IQ. He has some things there. Vera-Tucker, that trade up, again, 2 third-rounders and getting back a 4th-rounder for a solid lineman. But some people call him the best offensive guard in the draft. I love it. I love that move. The Elijah Moore pick shocked me, but the value that you get in there is unbelievable with this kid. It's crazy. Yeah. He's off the charts. You put him into this wide receiving core, and, man, he's going to be able to take off, especially with the weapons that we have. And that's going to be my next question for you, is a lot of people look at the selection of Elijah Moore, and they're saying, okay, we got this guy here. We took him in the 2nd round. Now it's time to get rid of Crowder. Let's get him up out of here. What are your thoughts about that?
I really don't know. I'm just going to say this. I probably think Crowder will be here for this season. I don't know if he's going to be here beyond that. They'll probably keep him for at least bare minimum is this season.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I look at the situation. I'm saying, look, we should keep Crowder. When you look at the injuries that we suffered along our offensive line, along our wide receiving core, especially last year, Mims being out for a bit of time, Rashad Perriman was missing time. We had Chris Hogan starting at one point. Dotson, who we had brought in to be a starter as well, he opted out. There were so many issues along our wide receiver core. It was insane. It was insanity. We were missing so many people, and you saw it affect the offense. It was completely crazy. But my final question for you before I let you go is, you look at this situation, and you're here with the Jets. We had a heck of a draft. You look at the situation, there's other teams as well, in the AFC East that had solid drafts too, man. Outside of the Jets, who do you think in the AFC East had the best draft? Who do you think did?
I haven't really paid attention to any other teams, honestly. I mean, probably the better draft, I'd probably hate to say it, but probably Miami. I'm not a big Mac Jones guy, so they don't scare me as much. New England. Okay. Although I will say this before I leave.
Go ahead.
We're gonna look back on this off season as a whole, as the off season that defined the Jets as a franchise.
Okay. Look, I respect that, man. I absolutely respect that. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, man. You have a good night. Thank you for calling in. Listen, that was a fire call. He had some takes there, and I want to respect him. But I look at the situation, and I don't understand, man. I'm so excited about this draft. The only question, and I understand some people have these questions, is, hey, could we have gotten more offensive line help? I understand that. Only getting one O-lineman, in the draft, I can understand that. Especially, again, we wanted to rid ourselves of Van Roten and Lewis. We wanted to get both of those guys out of here as soon as possible. We got a left guard. We got a guy in Vera-Tucker. Now we'll see what happens on that right side going forward, man. And again, to me, it seems like they're high on Cam Clark at this point. I think that Cam Clark is the guy that they're looking at and saying he's going to come in and really be able to fill the role and have some significant impact this upcoming year. And it's also going to be interesting to see, who gets pushed out of that situation too. Is it going to be Alex Lewis? Is it going to be, Van Roten? Who's going to get, moved? So, but salute to everybody in the chat, man. Again, please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Give my stream a thumbs up. Salute to Jay Long. Salute to everybody. Sean Bennett, everybody that's in the chat, man. All the savages. Salute to all of you, man. This has been one heck of a show. We've got so much going on with the Jets. So many takes to be had. Man, like I said, I'm just so excited about everything. So excited about everything that we have done in this draft. I really, really am. I understand, some people are negative, or there's some negativity around the Vera-Tucker trade up, but I love it, dude. I love it. Anytime that you can do anything to better the life of your young quarterback that you just took so that he doesn't end up like quarterbacks of the past, bro, you do it. You do it, bro. You do it immediately, especially when you don't have to mortgage, a ton of future capital. Man, 2 third-rounders get you possibly the best guard in the draft? I'm signing up for that all day. Signing up for it all day. And I'm telling you, Michael Carter from UNC, again, that pick surprised me. I want to see what happens there. Who's going to come out of the scrum? Will we carry 5 running backs? These are big-time questions, man. Big-time questions. You got P. Ryan. You got Ty Johnson. You got Josh Adams. You got Tevin Coleman. Where is Carter going to fit within that? Is he going to be a third down back? Is he going to be a starter? I know the kid can run. He's a beast. I think he had something like 1,200 yards, and he was sharing time. This guy could really do some things, man. So I'm excited, especially about the defensive picks towards the end of the draft. I like that as well. The 2 backers that we got, those guys, hybrid players can be brought in, do different stuff. The cornerbacks that we had as well, Eccles, Carter, Pinnock, we're going to see what they do. They're definitely going to push for that slot corner spot. Hell, they might not even push for that. We saw him bring in Hall. Hall was drafted late in the draft, and we see this guy's our number 2 corner right now. Some people think that Hall should be our number 1, and he's shown big flashes last year. We were all excited about him. Some of the things that he was doing. And he was facing a lot of really good wide receivers last year as well and held his own. It's a young rookie doing his thing, man. So, excuse me, I really, really like what we did in this draft. Really, really liked it. Really liked it. And, again, we can continue to build. There's still guys out there as well that we can bring in to address certain positions. We can still go get Poole. We can still go get Sherman as well. Richard Sherman's still out there as of right now. He's still out there. Maybe they go attack that mode and get him and bring him into the fold. So there's a lot of things that we can do, man, and I'm really excited about the direction of this football team. And I'm really excited that Joe Douglas, unlike a lot of the general managers in the past, are doing what it takes to make sure that their quarterback is put in a position to succeed, man. Put in a position to succeed. So many times in the past, there's just big-time issues with that. Guys that did not understand how to help their young quarterbacks out and surrounding them with talent. Could not attack positions of impact on the offensive side of the ball. We saw that so much. There were so many drafts, especially the McCagnon draft, where you were just going to sleep by the second pick. Just no reason to be awake. Guys like Christian Hackenberg in the second round, passing up on big-time talent that can help you up front. Those days are over. The New York Jets have changed, and Joe Douglas is leading the damn franchise in the right direction. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, folks, and I'm going to end the show. Again, I want to thank everybody for calling in. It's a phenomenal show. It's great to talk to everybody live. Listen, I am the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. It's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, okay? And I'll troll you right back. No problem. No problem at all. You know? That's what I'm all about. And I will have my Vera-Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. I'll have it on. At all times. Salute to Joe Douglas. You can also follow the show's page as well at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Go ahead, please. Go there. Go watch my content. Give my videos a thumbs up. Subscribe and turn on your notifications. And if you want to troll me under the comments as well, go ahead. I have no problems. You can troll me. I don't have no issues. I'll go back and forth with you. And as always, people, when you see me in person, okay, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Arms out, chest open. Again, free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you nothing. Don't listen to anybody. The hugs will always remain free, all right? So you folks have a good one. Peace.